Hello, everybody. Today I'm joined by Jasmine. Jasmine, you live out of state, so we have to have this conversation over Zoom. But thank you for being here. You reached out to me. Uh, you joined the channel, right? 2 years ago. You were very supportive of the channel, watched all the videos, you became a super fan of the channel, and commenting on all the videos, very supportive, and I greatly appreciate that. Uh, I haven't seen you in a while, commenting on the videos or anything. Where's Jasmine at? Where's Jasmine at? So, come to find out, you told me you've been struggling with addiction, that you had been going through some issues with addiction of your own. What's been going on, Jasmine?
Yeah, so to make it short, since about September, the end of August, around that time, I up until like 2 weeks ago, um, give or take, I was using cocaine, um, very addictive substance. In Texas, that's or in this area, that's probably like the number one um substance that is used. Um that and benzos, I'm trying to think of what it's called. Xanax. Um I never, I guess, anticipated that I would be on this side of it. Um but here I am. Um I guess my addiction ended up leading some to me getting divorced. Um, and when people say like addiction can make you lose everything, is very true. Um, that's some of the reason I got divorced. I ended up technically losing, I guess, full custody of my kids. Um, I'm I went from being a stay-at-home mom, seeing my girls every day, to really only being allowed to see them 4 hours, like, out of the month, but thankfully, their dad and I are on good terms, and he lets me see them when he's available, but it's still the worst feeling in the world to have to ask to see your kids, like, when you're used to just, like, spending time with them, but unfortunately, when you break people's trust and you use substances, it's dangerous. Um, so it's kind of what happens. Um, but that whole situation made me, not made me, but I guess I wanted to like use more. So I did start to use more and more and more. Um, I was probably spending like over $1,000 like a month on um cocaine. Um, did I ever steal? No, but I would find a way to get money to buy it. Um, it's just crazy the way you can find money to buy the drug like you want. Um, I know like people have said in their videos before, like, if you want it, you're gonna go chase your high, and that's 100% true. Um, I don't know. Like I said, like being in that actual position, um, I went like, how do I say that? Like not literally now, but how do I say that? Like being in that position, I guess experiencing that makes sense. Um, Also, another thing is I always thought it was stupid when people said, if you pick up like a drug and use it one time that like you're gonna get addicted. I was like, there's no way. Um, but that actually happened to me. I think it was after like the second time of using coke. I ended up like wanting more and more and more. And for me, it's like just the I guess it was like the feeling of um using a straw, um just that like rush. Um and it's sad because it only takes like away like the pain for a minute and then you're right back to like reality. Um right now like it's just keeping my mind busy. Um you definitely I guess have to set boundaries, choose the right friends, choose the right groups, um, or else you're gonna find yourself like right back where you were. Um, Trying to think what else. Do you have any questions?
You were you were a stay-at-home mom, married, believe two daughters. Like what tripped you up, right? How were you introduced to them? How did you end up using?
Oh, okay. Um, yeah, I was actually trying to help one of my friends, not necessarily stop using blues, but just help her realize that there was more to life than that drug. Um, so I flew her here from Nebraska, and little did I know she had brought it on the plane. And the first thing she had asked for was like the foil, the straw, the lighter, all that. And unfortunately, I feel like I enabled the whole situation, but I didn't know what to do. Um, and she started having really bad withdrawals, like I think like the second day. And I guess I was kind of selfish and I felt annoyed with it. And I also had my girls at home, so I didn't know what to do. Um, and so like I started looking for the pill for her and I ended up finding Coke and she's the one that showed me how to use it and that's actually how I got started. Um, it's pretty unfortunate because I don't talk to that girl anymore and I kind of have harsh feelings towards her because of that. Just the fact that she would show me how to do that, um, just kind of makes me sad. I was trying to help her get away from, her addiction in a sense, and she showed me how to use a drug. Ultimately, I was the one that, chose to use it. She wasn't like, oh, you have to do this. Um, but I just wish she would have said no. Like, I'm not going to show you.
And
So, yeah.
do you see any similarities between like what you're going through and some of the videos you've seen, right? Again, you've been watching the channel for a couple years. Uh, Anything that kind of reminds you of like your story, especially with the folks that I interview, a lot of them have like trauma growing up, right? They have trauma. Something happened to them when they were kids, younger, they experienced, and sometimes they use substances to mask a pain, a hole. And is there any similarities with those stories and yours?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I know there's been girls and some guys on your channel that have been through, unfortunately, and I kind of experienced that growing up. And um, I think some of the times, like, that did come up, like, I really used the Coke to suppress that and, like, not think about it. So I noticed, like, I would use more and more and more, and recently, within the last week, like, I've been really triggered, and that's kind of why, like, I'm really, like, antsy right now is because, I want to use because, like, I'm still triggered. So, like, I've just been, like, trying to find stuff to do, um, but the more I get triggered, like, the more I want to use, because I feel like that's my only, um, how do I say it? Is the only, like, comfort thing, I guess, I have. Um, that's what it feels like sometimes anyway. Um, but I guess, yeah, I guess trauma does definitely impact it. And I know, like, people have said in the past, like, um, substance abuse and trauma, like, go hand in hand a lot of times. And I was always, like, one to say, like, "Oh, thankfully, like, I've never experienced that." Um, I guess I never expected it to come, like, later in life, but, um, it definitely does, I think, play a role.
Yeah, it sounds like it based off of the conversations I've had with other people. Definitely has an effect on some of the decisions people make, right? Seeking
Uh,
acceptance, seeking comfort in something that's going to numb that pain. Uh,
yeah, that's the other thing too is, like, I know, like, girls have said on your channel, like, that they get, like, their drug for cheap. They do things, they normally wouldn't do. Unfortunately, as much as I don't wanna say it, um, but to make other people, I guess, aware, um, I've done that. Um, I've got drugs for cheap. I've got drugs for for free. Um, not necessarily by doing favors, but um, just by, I guess, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Um, I don't know the best way to explain it without going, like, too much into detail, but um it's not good, like, and it makes you feel, like, really low about yourself, especially, like, thinking back, like, now, like, I'm like, "Why, like, why did I let myself, like, get, like, that low?" Um, I also, like, was, like, really, like, I feel, like, thinner, like, at one point. I feel like some of it was depression, but also some of it was, like, because I was using, like, the drug, like, super heavily, just, like, you kind of lose yourself and, like, just don't take care of yourself, because you're, like, literally just chasing the high, like, that's all you think about. um you wake up and think about that over and over and over. um but
Talking to you about a week ago, yeah, you mentioned that you were doing a little bit better. There was some sobriety there where you're trying to wean off of this. How are you doing now?
I'm still doing good. Like I said, like, right now, like, I just feel, like, really, like, antsy and anxious because I do want to use, just because, like, I do feel triggered right now. I feel like I'm in a shit spot in life, unfortunately. Um, like, I guess I'm trying not to dwell on, like, this is going bad, this is going bad, this is going bad, but it kind of feels like that's just, like, what's happening right now. And so just makes me want to have like that mentality, like, well, I might as well. Um, so again, like that's kind of why I said like I'm just like really like antsy because I'm just I don't know, like I've been trying to stay busy. Today I went and applied like different places to be different clubs. I'm about to go do the same thing. Um, but for the night shift part of it, I think it'll like keep me very busy. Um, but yeah.
You applied
Today,
where? It cut off. You applied where?
at a few different clubs, um, just because it's like a very like fast paced like type thing. Um, and I applied as like a bottle girl. Um, but I applied at a few different places. Some of them I applied during the day, and that means like you're applying for the day shift. And I'm about to go apply at like 4 or 5 right now. But you have to go at night to apply for like the night shift. Um, but yeah, I was at a place where it was not a good place. The guy was just nasty. I'll say that. Um, Super uncomfortable. And so yeah, that's been kind of stressing me out too. But I just couldn't put myself in that kind of position, I guess.
You experienced some homelessness. You didn't have a place to stay for a little bit. How are you doing now?
Uh, yeah, like I'd say like for sure, like off and on for like since January, but um for like the last like well, the last like week and a half, I've been okay, like in a house. But prior to that, like the 2, 3 weeks before that, um, yeah, I was definitely like sleeping in my car. Um, Never expected that to happen either. I was, I guess, too prideful, is that the word? To tell like my parents that that was my situation. Um, Really to tell anyone at that time, till after the fact. But yeah, again, I never thought that's the situation like I would be in. And I feel like I'm at the point where I've accepted that, I got myself here, unfortunately, by using. Um, I mean, it's all consequences. Um, like I'm gonna try not to cry, but like not seeing my kids every day, like divorce, um, I don't know, like pretty much losing everything, not having a place to stay. Like it's all consequences of using.
Jasmine, I'm gonna say thank you very much for reaching out to me. Um, this is all about creating awareness. Addiction can happen to anybody, right? A housewife, married, kids. Sometimes we make poor decision, and like you said, there's consequences that are gonna reverberate. We're gonna pay for them. And so you're going through this right now, but this isn't forever. This is just a page in your book that you can turn over. Little by little, you'll get out of that hole, and you're not alone. You matter. Your children need you. Don't give up on yourself. Okay. Yeah. You're looking for work. You're going to find work and you're going to climb out of the spot that you're in. Okay. If somebody wants to help you with the meal, uh, because you might have financial instability right now, you might not have a home. So if somebody wants to get you a hotel room, what is your Cash App?
It's the letter J, Lovin, Lovin, and then the number 5.
So that's your Cash App in case somebody wants to help you with the meal, just help you out while you find a job and get back on your feet. Again, you watching the videos, commenting, and I hadn't seen you in a while. You disappeared because life comes at you, right? And so I want to applaud your courage for sharing your story so that others can be aware, right? That it can happen to anybody. And if somebody's going through trauma, right? Somebody, a housewife, anybody, they think their life is set, but under the surface, there's pain there that they're not dealing with properly. Go deal with that pain so that you don't end up lost somehow, right? So
Yeah.
thank you very much for talking to me. We'll keep talking. I'll check in on you on a regular basis to see how you're doing, see how you're progressing, and and again, I just want to say thank you. Okay, so we'll talk soon, Jasmyn. Thank you. Stay safe. God bless, and thanks. Okay.
Yeah.